since 2010, and of course Mary Washington, a team that was one of the best in the country in the late 90s and into the early 2000s, really coming into its own again under Coach Kilby, who has done a fantastic job returning this program to national prominence. Of course, knocking off the two-time national runners-up yesterday and Amherst College on their field in penalty kicks. And that match was a fantastic one to watch. Meanwhile, for Bowdoin went down 1-0 to Oneonta, ended up scoring 3 unanswered goals, and they just really put on a stranglehold the rest of the way. This is a Bowdoin team that is in the top 6 in the NCAA in scoring defense. So if this team gets up, they tend to stay up. Although yesterday what was different about Bowdoin is that they scored their goals early and then held on the rest of the way. Normally this is a team that scores late and then gets on with it. Now we got Mary Washington getting down to their own end of the field, or getting back into their own end of the field here as Bowdoin coming with an attack. Here's Huck, who did have a goal yesterday. Gets it around for Steinberg. Carlton Steinberg watches it go out. Harry Cooper now looks to throw it in, and we'll get a whistle here, and we're going the other way. Foul called against Bowdoin. So again, pardon the sound of the wind in my microphone. There's really nothing that can be done about that. Best windscreen in the world ain't stopping 20, 25 miles an hour again consistently. Now you've got a break for Berg to two-time Offensive Player of the Year in the Coast to Coast Conference, Josh Kirkland. Kirkland scored both of Mary Washington's goals yesterday in PKs. That one is tapped in by Jordy Santana. Santana finding Abel Lewis. Lewis crosses out in front, nearly got the feed inside to Julian Schmuggy for a goal, but it ended up getting away. Schmuggy nearly burying one. Check out what Mary Washington's capable of doing to what they did against Amherst. It's a team that gets downfield quickly. I could be mid-sentence, ball could be at the Mary Washington defensive end, and then before my sentence is done, they could be setting up for a shot inside the box at the other end of the field. They're calling in PKs. That one is tapped in by Jordy Santana. Santana finding Abel Lewis. Lewis crosses out in front, nearly got the feed inside to Julian Schmuggy for a goal, but it ended up getting away. Schmuggy nearly burying one. 3rd minute. Now, one thing you got to watch if you're watching from the best windscreen in the world ain't stopping 20, 25 miles an hour again consistently. Now you've got a break for Berg here. Carter Berg gets inside, tried to go across to two-time Offensive Player of the Year in the Coast to Coast Conference, Josh Kirkland. Kirkland scored both of Mary Washington's goals yesterday as the Eagles went up 2-0 on Amherst College early in the first half, and then Amherst was able to pass out running Huck. Lewis down the left wing. Huck and Steinberg both in front. Huck trips up. Steinberg backs up. Goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in here for the Eagles. Thrown is inside the box for Kirkland. Crossed in front. Nearly put it again by Schmuggy. It is knocked out of play. We'll get another throw-in here. Drop down quickly to Nelson Castillo. Castillo going back and forth with Lewis. Lewis into the box again. Berg the header, and it's grabbed. Weber. And the 5th minute here. Minseo Bay now goes back for Huck. Huck finding Felipe Rueda Duran. Big day for him as he gets into the right side. Could he be setting something up here? Rings the post, and it deflects out for a goal kick here as he was looking probably to feed Charlie Ward, the big target in the middle, for a possible header. Of course, when you got to win this steady and this fierce, I mean, it changes the way you do things. Although, I mean, you could probably expect a lot of balls to be kept down low today. Minseo Bay now getting inside. He finds Charlie Ward. Ward fires one in, and it's saved by Griffin Hemmendinger. Performance, of course, yesterday against Amherst College. It is always odd when you get to this point in an NCAA weekend when you're at the host school, but the host isn't playing and it's the last game. But that's the case. Of course, good crowds coming from both sides, families and whatnot here. Steinberg Tips it up, picked off by Lewis. Now here's Kirkland. Back for Castillo. Cooper getting a foot on it. Back for Lewis. Lewis kicks it across. Here's Schmuggy. He's already a couple looks for him. Sony Abel, another dangerous attacker. Midfielder technically for this team, but you'll see him moving there offensively as well. And that one is pushed out. Goal kick coming here. So Weber will send it away. These are where things get interesting on goal kicks and free kicks and things like that. That's when the wind is really going to obviously have its greatest effect. And if you're kicking corner kicks from the far side of the field, that's going to be a wild show. It may actually be easier to kick into the wind on this one if you want to bend something. Goes out of play. Steinberg will get the throw in here. Sao Bay taps it out, and we will get a throw in from the Eagles now. As is Lewis picking it up. Drops it into Kirkland. Kirkland for Berg. Berg off for Castillo. Now Berg around again. It goes down from Sao Bay. Bay goes across. Sony Abel. And now on the move, it's Bowdoin. Rueda Duran. Top side, takes the shot, deflects off a defender. It goes out of play, but we got a corner kick coming up here. And we talked about what the... Can probably expect to see more of that on corners. Again, that's kind of the effect of kicking into the wind. That was the first time we've seen one, so now we know that's kind of how it's going to go. So getting set to kick it away, it's Hemmendinger. And you can see it just kind of die in the air at midfield, but he got some distance out of it. Drops down for Ward. Ward sends it away, and the wind carried that one over the head of Rueda Duran and out of play. You got to keep it low if you want to control it. Here's Bay. Trying to make a turnaround. Taps it up for Ward. Ward across for Steinberg. Huck, nice back heel. Steinberg kicks it low across, and it's kicked out by Abel. Picked back up by Cooper. Here's Bay, left side of the box, trying to get inside. Puts it across, was looking for Cooper, and it's sent out again. Ward looks to chase it down. It is cleared out, however, by the Eagles. You can credit Schmuggy with the last touch on the right side, on the far side of the box there. Schmuggy drops it in for Castillo. Now Schmuggy back behind. 10th minute here of the first half between Bowdoin and Mary Washington. And this is the calmest the wind has probably been since the start of the contest. It's not going to last, but this is the first time that the American flag kind of behind me has almost had a chance to relax. And it comes just as we're getting a free kick here. Kick taken by Nathan Terrell, in for Aiden Schell, who again got that red card yesterday afternoon. The Eagles actually played a man down for a few minutes, but then Amherst picked up a red card of its own, and both teams were just basically playing short of player, but they were even strength all the way through both overtimes and, of course, penalty kicks. That doesn't matter. Dropped in for Berg. I'll find Swayray and Terrell. Here's Santana, near side, Abel midfield. Now Lewis. Trying to work it around Huck. Huck gets a foot on it. Ward gets another one. By the way, Bowdoin, not the only yesterday to advance to the national quarterfinal. And now Kenyon is the opponent there in the 7th minute. It is scoreless out in Ohio. Lewis finding Santana. Here's Castillo. Of course, NESCAC teams are regular appearances in the national semifinals. way to Durand, now getting backed in. She last 3 have been NESCAC teams. Connecticut College winning it last year. We'll get a free kick off a foul here. It will come from Cooper. And this one is sent over, and it's pulled out of the air by Dinger. Will get things set up here. Dinger looking to send it. And as you can tell, wind getting picked up again. We are outside on a platform, so I don't have any kind of cover. So no matter what, when that wind blows, it's going to blow. And it's going to go right in the microphone here, and it's you're not going to be able to hear me. That's just the way it's going to go, unfortunately. Fiddler getting it across midfield. That one is headed by Klusky Jr. Steinberg. Cross down for Lewis. Lewis and Huck side by side. Down in front of Steinberg. Kicked over for Ward. Now Huck. Ward taking it away from the sideline here. Down in the middle of the field. Has Castillo on him. Berg is there as well. This one sent to the far side, though, and it is scooped up by Schmuggy. Schmuggy picks it up again on tap from Berg. Now it's Bay to swoop in to try and grab it and get it out of the Bowdoin side of the field. A lot of midfield action now between two teams that obviously like to play at either end, or especially in the case of Mary Washington, like to play at either end. And we got a foul at the top of the box here, and it will be Bay. Looks like all the way kicking it in, or perhaps not. As here comes Ben Brown to join in. And it will be Bay as he gets ready to kick it here. Set piece for Bowdoin. And it is Brown who taps it. Finds Cooper. Cooper sends it across. Hemmendinger's got it. Afternoon, and almost a little bit of a sneak attack on that left side. Well played by Bowdoin. Just couldn't finish it off. A NESCAC team has made at least not only the national semifinals, but the national championship every year since 2018. As of course, Tufts winning the championship in 2018 and 2019. And then Connecticut College beating Amherst last year. So you've got two NESCAC teams that have an opportunity to make it to the Final Four. Mary Washington looking to prevent that from happening, at least at this venue. Michael Weber will take the kick now. Now the weather, you would assume, would favor Bowdoin in this matchup. If you're Mary Washington, a lot of the players not only go to school in Virginia, but went to high school in Virginia too. And they don't usually play in this kind of weather down there. It's just the way it is. I mean, if they're playing, first of all, for high school, soccer's a spring sport, so that means they're playing in the warmth. And second, if they're playing at the college level in November, it ain't this cold down there. But again, with so much on the line, you would assume that it's not a big deal. Of course, you can tell by Terrell is not even wearing any kind of sleeves. He's just out there like it's 70 degrees. As Terrell working on that far side of the field. And I say, hey, no more power to you if that's what makes you feel all right out there. I can say standing where I'm standing, I would prefer to be bundled up. Castillo has it deflected away. And swooping in to get a foot on it was Hunt, who's now on that far side of the field. We go back in the other direction now as the wind again kicking up here. It is the 18th minute of this one. Action around midfield. Finds its way to Fiddler. Near side, Lewis. Lewis working in. Steinberg, nice takeaway. Both teams doing a good job moving the ball despite the conditions. So we'll say that. We've seen looks inside the box for both sides. Now here comes Rueda Duran downfield. Although Kaut's been able to get a foot on it and get it back to Hemmendinger. Hemmendinger almost got picked off there as he tried to send it out by Rueda Duran. Now it's Fiddler. Say Bay. Bay off for Steinberg. Steinberg tap for Huck. Huck right side, crossed in. Hemmendinger is there, and he has to punch it away. Harry Cooper almost there to bury it. Hemmendinger got there first, and again batted it aside. Wantarena now picks it up midfield. Bowdoin again on the move. Steinberg gets around, finds Huck. Steinberg right side. Tries to work it in towards the box here. Another cross sent in. Minseo Bay couldn't get a foot on it. Slide by Cooper. Stopped by Wantarena. Back to Cooper again. And Cooper now gets around. He's on the right side of the box again. Touched by Santana. Goes out of 3 shots for Bowdoin in this one. 2 for Mary Washington. Both teams with just the 1 shot on goal. This one down the middle of the field. Ball put straight up, down in front of Kirkland. That was off the foot of Steinberg. Kirkland chips it over to Lewis. And now Lewis moves it forward, finds Berg. Berg tied up with Steinberg. And now we go off to the far side of the field. Schmuggy. A bit of an elbow there on Cooper. Now Castillo. Does he have a look? Getting a foot on it. Cooper out of play. And now we will see. Oh, no, it was a goal kick. Okay, last touch by the Eagles. Thought that one might have been touched last by Cooper. And instead it was last touch by the Eagles. It will be a goal kick here. I was going to say, it'll be interesting to see. That one got to the midfield on the goal kick, down for Castillo. This one is sent through. Steinberg gets a foot on it. Kirkland and Berg are both there. Here's Castillo again. Gets around a defender. He is taken down. And that is a foul on Wantarena. The wind into a factor for all set pieces. I mean, it's hard enough to put the ball on the ground without it blowing away at this point. So you've got Castillo and Lewis back there. Just the 2 of them. Castillo rifles the shot. It spins, hits the post. Weber had a hand there as well. And now it's Castillo. Now the shot did ring the post, but you can tell by the position of Weber's hand had the goal, and the post covered the rest. Either way, that was close. Kirkland now. Around with Huck, out of play. Eagles will get another chance. Now Kirkland again. Finds Fiddler. Fiddler through for Kautzman. Up to Lewis. Bay over the sideline and out of play. Throwing coming from Mary Washington. Bay was trying to toe the line there, and it did go over. Throwing down for Kirkland. Kirkland backing up, tries to make a spin on it. Ball comes out for Huck. Huck down across midfield. Here's Hemmendinger out of the top of the box. He will pick it up. Roll it aside. Oh, out of play. Hemmendinger just lost that one a little bit. Opportunity here for Bowdoin now to pick it up late. First sub of the match coming in for the Polar Bears. Down the right side of the box. The goal line. Corner kick. And here's the kick from Cooper. Does send it high. Wantarena nearly got it. Also trying to get a foot in there was Kluski. And instead, it is sent out of play. Quick throwing coming here. Cabral will pick it up for Bowdoin as the Polar Bears will look to get set. And he'll drop it. Ben Brown will pick it up. Time will continue to tick here as we get into the 26th minute. Action on the far side, Wantarena. Wantarena getting it into the box for Ward. Ward gets deflected by a defender there. Kautzman on the block. This one goes all the way to the sideline and out of play. And we will get a throw-in from Steinberg. Steinberg goes up and over. Here's Ward. Right corner. Ward back for Huck. Huck gets the cross in. Almost trying to use the wind almost, it seems. On that near side, at least, when you're kicking into it. From the Eagles, kicked out by Jack Seelig. And now here's Schmuggy. He gets taken down. Legs get tied up. Abel there. Castillo now sends it across. Here comes Santana. Santana the tap for Lewis. Lewis, left side. Crosses in. Got the side of the goal. Nice shot by Lewis. And that one is in. Headed by Wantarena. Headed again by by Huck. And this one sent across. Does it stay in? It does. Wantarena got it. Now Kautzman shoots and scores. Got it out of the air. What a goal! Jacob Kautzman. The big swing on the volley, and it is a goal. Rather than coming down on another forehead, it came down on a swinging foot. Found the back of the net. Quick strike by the Eagles. That's what they do. And it is one. So we'll get play started again here. As again, Mary Washington on the board. Now Bowdoin did go down 1-0 yesterday and ended up winning 3-1. So you can take that for what it's worth. This is a Polar Bear team that not only knows how to score late in games, but also knows how to come back from deficits. That was just a stellar goal. By the way, assist on the goal by Abel Lewis and Jordy Santana. Now Bowdoin back in its own end of the field, getting things set. 28th minute of this national quarterfinal. By the way, still scoreless between Williams and Kenyon. The other games that are set for today, Stevens is taking on Johns Hopkins in another quarterfinal. That one is at 3 o'clock. As we get a couple of subs coming in for Mary Washington here. We'll get to those in a moment. And the other quarterfinal today, the final one, is between the University of Chicago and Gustavus Adolphus. That one is a 2 o'clock start. Mentioned Williams and Kenyon scoreless in the first half there, and then you got this one, 1-0 Mary Washington. Here's a throw it into the box and a swing there by Sammy Amorose, who's just coming into the game here. Cabral takes a kick on it down in front of Fiddler. Other substitutions as well. Diego Guzman in for Nelson Castillo. Juan Vargas is in for Getsoni Abel. Will Rissing in for Abel Lewis. Sammy Amorose in for Julian Schmuggy. So the usual rotation in effect for the Eagles as we get a foul and we will go the other way. Bowdoin will get a good restart here. They're going to make them take it back a little too fast on the restart. So it'll be set up by Wantarena again. 1-0. Mary Washington looking to knock off 2 straight NESCAC opponents and advance to a national semifinal against the conference teams from the conference that has dominated the national championships. A NESCAC team has won the national title every year since 2018. Tufts twice, and then last year Connecticut College. We've mentioned that. Amherst does still have 2 teams in the field. Bowdoin was the regular season champion in the NESCAC for the first time since 2010. And of course in 2010 the Polar Bears advanced to the Final Four. So history on the side of the Polar Bears here right now. The scoreboard on the side of Mary Washington. Berg sends it in for Kirkland. If he makes a turn, he's dangerous. Again, 18 goals for him on the season. He's looking for number 19 there. Didn't get it. Gets turned away. Defensively, Mary Washington stout on the attempted clear by Bowdoin. Near side for Rissing. Rissing sends it down the left side. Wind dying down a little bit. That's why you can hear the sound of my voice. Wind also turning now and moving in another direction. It's now going, well, it's swirling a little bit here. It's now going from right to left on your screen. And now it has stopped for a moment. Hey, how about that? And that will take down, well, nobody, no call there. We get down to the near side. Schmuggy. Back to midfield, Santana. Santana sending it far side. That is Lewis. As Abel Lewis now working it downfield on Luke Macione. Finding Charlie Ward. Comes together with Evan Fiddler. Ball out of play, throwing. Sent all the way down, and on the run, it's Felipe Rueda Duran. Again, a goal and 2 assists for him in yesterday's round of 16 matchup. We'll get a corner kick here. One thing I will say about the win so far, it was more steady when the match started. Now it's kind of more roller coastery. So we're having some lulls in the wind, and then we'll get kind of a big old gust here. So hopefully maybe over the course of this second half, things will maybe start dying down a little bit. In the meantime, we got Harry Cooper coming with a corner kick, sailing it in, goes over the head of Wantarena. Julian Wantarena will have to chase it down to the sideline here. Getting a foot on it and tapping it out of play. Nathan Terrell, again Nathan Terrell in for Aiden Schell this afternoon. Bowdoin also playing without Dylan Reed, the player of the year in the NESCAC, got hurt in yesterday's game against Oneonta. And now it's Pacelli across in trading. Both teams have done a good job working the ball despite the wind into the box and generating opportunities by keeping things low. That's really what's generated a lot of things. Although the Bowdoin goal was on a high shot, that one is sent by Wantarena over the crossbar and into the fence. Speaking of high. Well, the goal for Bowdoin was set up on a set piece, a floater, and a header falling to the foot of Cabral. So getting it done however they need to. 48th minute here. Down to midfield, Cooper the header. That one is headed down by Jordan Kirkland. Or Josh Kirkland, sorry. 2 goals yesterday for the 2-time Offensive Player of the Year in the Coast to Coast Conference. This one will roll to Terrell on the near side. We'll take it across midfield. Terrell up to Wantarena, stops for a moment. Now back through for Pacelli. Here's Castillo working around Matteo Pacelli. Roll goes back to Terrell. Now Kautzman splits a couple of polar bears before getting up for Julian Schmuggy. Here's Nelson Castillo. Schmuggy gets around Cooper. Also in for the second half here for Bowdoin. We get a look at Kai DeGrand. Once he's on that near side behind Cooper here. Goes up and over Terrell, and almost on the move, but it was Ward. Lost it momentarily. Terrell picks it up. Contact with Cooper. Now back to midfield. It's Abel coming down the middle of the field. Abel finding Castillo. Castillo feeding Berg, who was on Eagles. Mary Washington in a national quarterfinal for the first time since 1997. That was also the last time the Eagles were in the Final Four. Same rings true for Bowdoin. First national quarterfinal since 2010. Also the last time the Polar Bears were in the Final Four. Update from elsewhere in the tournament. 38th minute between Williams and Kenyon. They are scoreless. Here's the Grand. Well, that doesn't seem right. Back heel it had Kirkland on the run. Now right side of the box, Berg gets taken down by Sealing. Carter Berg will take the penalty shot. And he got it, and it's a 2-1 lead for Mary Washington. Eagles on the board once again. Carter Berg, his 9th goal of the season. 39:46 left on the clock. And again, Carter Berg, the 2nd highest goal scorer for this Eagles team. And now the Eagles on the move again in transition. Press off. Kirkland shoots. Rebound, and it's out for another goal. Back-to-back goals for Carter Berg. And the Eagles are up 3-1. Right off the jump, the Eagles not only showing it with the penalty kick goal, but also showing that quick strike offense that makes them so lethal at times. And it's 3-1 here in the second half. Both goals coming from Carter Berg. With that second goal, that is that connection that anyone who knows this Mary Washington team knows is so lethal between Josh Kirkland and Carter Berg. And now Bowdoin will try and come down that right side of the field. Ball goes out of play, and we'll get a goal kick here. I'm guessing the wind might have had something to do with that one. As the wind is picking up here, we are actually literally holding our equipment down with our hands here to try and stop all of our gear from blowing away. The Grand going inside to Ward, who is up top on the corner of the box, and it's out. For him, had 5 assists to go with that this season. As now we'll get a free kick for Charlie Ward. Or for Bowdoin. Ward is there with Harry Cooper. And this one is just outside the box. So an opportunity here for the Polar Bears. Ward with the kick. Stays low. Looked like Fiddler got a foot on it and got it out. And now a scramble up at the top of the box. Sent back in. That one is sent across, far side. Terrell lost it over the sideline. DeGron was the closest Polar Bear to it. Throwing here for Mary Washington. Schmuggy ditching the gloves. Get a better grip on it. Puts it up in the air in the wind. Almost carried that back over the sideline. There was a bit of a lull. And again, it is a biting wind. Makes it feel like it's in the 20s here. And that is Abel with the shot. Gatsoni Abel. Tana cross finding Castillo. You know, you're in New England on a cold November weekend, and you had Amherst from here, Oneonta from, you know, basically the Catskills in New York. And then you had Bowdoin from Maine. And it's the warm weather team right now that's positioning itself to advance to the national semifinals here. Here's Berg, fires one. And again, Weber's got to lay out to make the stop. Bit of a slower shot, didn't get all of it. 54th minute of a 3-1 game. Back for Steinberg. Back and forth we go. Wantarena tripped up by Abel. Pass finds its way to Kirkland. Kirkland now downfield with Schmuggy. Schmuggy sends it past Berg. Berg on the turn, gets to the right side of the box. Berg, could he have another opening here? He gets blocked. Berg again taking a swing at it, again blocked. Seelig was there twice. Now on the far side, here's Abel Lewis. Lewis taps back for Castillo. Castillo sends it across, trying to find Santana. Instead, it's Ward now along the near side. Here he comes. Ward, contact with Santana, no whistle. Ward touches it to Rueda Duran. In the box, does he have a shot? Takedown in the box, and Bowdoin's going to have a PK opportunity. Penalty kick here to get Bowdoin within 3-2. Make it a one-goal game with plenty of time left. So Cooper gets back. Hemmendinger ready to get set on the shot, and he got his hands on it, but it's in for a Bowdoin goal. Harry Cooper gets the Polar Bears within one here in the 56th minute. So now both teams have a PK on their resume as well as much as possible. We are in the 56th minute. Again, I just get a goal right there by Harry Cooper on a penalty kick. Both teams have had a penalty kick goal in this one, although it is still Mary Washington with the lead here at 3-2. And for Harry Cooper, that's goal number 5, again, for him on the season. Now on the move, it's Berg, gets tripped up in the box. Seelig there to sort of kick it away. Here's Wantarena coming back near side to Grant. Now Cooper. Cooper comes across midfield. Contact with Santana. Here's Rueda Duran. Gets a sort of a pile up there with Eagles. Rueda Duran trying to dance his way through it. And eventually it is out of play. Comes back out. And Steinberg sends it back near side, out of play. Here's DeGrand coming with the throw-in, drops in front of Pacelli. Now Pacelli makes the move back towards the top of the box. Feeding on the run, it's Huck. A little too far out in front. So now we get moving on the far side of field. Now it's Cooper again. Had the penalty kick. Can he get another goal here? Takes the shot and it's blocked. Instead it comes out for Pacelli. Rueda Duran, left side of the box. Stops, looks for a moment, sends it across, and Hemmendinger will get it. And the send downfield as the Eagles try and get back on the move here. 59th minute, 3-2. Mary Washington leading Bowdoin, NCAA quarterfinal. Winners advancing to the Final Four, the championship. Hemmendinger picks it up, sent out by Kautzman, finding Santana midfield. Eagles again will try and get it across here. Kirkland, Abel, far side. Here's Lewis. Lewis back for Kirkland. Kirkland gets it in for Berg. Now Kirkland and Berg both in the box. Never a good sign for Denny defense. Contact in the box here. A little bit of a wrestling match. Here comes Castillo. Ball still in the box. Now back to the right side. Crossed in, and it's Berg trying to get a piece. It's fluttered up, and we will get a foul. We're going the other way. 50th minute, or sorry, 60th minute. Here's Weber on the kick. Down to midfield, headed by Lewis. Goes back through for Berg. Now Cooper gets it off that ricochet. Away to Duran. Marked by Terrell. Kicks it through. Finds Kautzman. Kautzman, Ward comes through. Hemmendinger. And Hemmendinger floats it up. And the ball will go over the sideline. And throw-in coming here for DeGrand. Running onto the field, Minseo Bay subbing in for Pacelli. And Cabral, not Cabral, that is, by the way, Chicago, Gustavus Adolphus are underway. Scoreless, Williams and Kenyon still scoreless as well. That one out of play. Seelig will drop it down for DeGrand. DeGrand will back it up a little bit here in the 61st minute. Tapped out of play. DeGrand throwing for Bay. Back heel. Rolls through. Kautzman sends it downfield. Seelig the header. Monterreyna. A little bit of a size mismatch there with Castillo. Midfield. Steinberg gets it through. Minseo Bay on the run. Hemmendinger dives on top of it before. From the far side of the field, back for Harry Cooper. Cooper and Berg looking to come together to DeGrand. Terrell chested down by Castillo. Here comes Schmuggy. Schmuggy trying to work DeGrand. DeGrand coming away. Ball comes out. Left side, Schmuggy now penetrating in. Seelig trying to wrestle him towards the goal line. Ball stays in play. Thought that was headed for the goal line, but again, stays in here. Here's Ward finding Cooper. Cooper to Bay. Bay kicks it across. Here's Steinberg. So when I say that, it comes back. It's almost like it's listening. Terrell. Schmuggy. Cooper. Slide, but Schmuggy got it away first. Berg gets near it. DeGrand had a piece of it. Ball did go out of play, and we will get a foul on that play. And it'll be restarted by Terrell. Give to Schmuggy. Schmuggy down, headed by DeGrand. Falls near side here. This game has been pretty evenly played despite the, well, I got a 3-2 score. It's not exactly a crazy score either, but 13 shots for Mary Washington, 12 for Bowdoin, 8-5. Mary Washington leads in shots on goal. Lewis. Nice takeaway by Steinberg, staying on his feet too, getting low on that one. Downfield, here's Huck, far side. Huck on the approach, fires it in. Got a piece of a couple of things. Rolls it back to Kautzman. Other stats too, Mary Washington 10 fouls, Bowdoin 9. Corner kick 7-1 in favor of Bowdoin. Had a similar result yesterday as well in that game against Amherst. Amherst 10-4 in corner kicks, led in that one too. Meanwhile, you see action on the far side of the field. There's Castillo rolling it out for Lewis, finding Kirkland. Kirkland battling with Kluski, and here's Huck kicking it out. And subs are coming in. Cabral is back in. He has a goal here today. And Rissing is back in for Mary Washington. So, again, Ronaldo Cabral in for Felipe Rueda Duran. Will Rissing in for Abel Lewis. And Mary Washington trying to get things working in the offensive third. Of course, Bowdoin looking to clear, doing just that. Downfield, it's Cabral on the move. One defender to beat, he's got to beat. Into the boxes, you have a shot. Hemmendinger comes in front, gets on top. Now it's open, and it's shot, but it's saved right in front of the goal. Minseo Bay had a wide open look at it, but Evan Fiddler got in there. That was a spectacular block. Hemmendinger came out, did cut off the pass, cut off Cabral, but the ball came loose and came out for Minseo Bay, who nearly tied this thing up. Here's Ward. Ward back for Steinberg. Steinberg fires it on Hemmendinger, and it is pushed away. Corner kick coming up here for Bowdoin. Ball out of here, and that is exactly what Hemmendinger did, and he's got Carter Berg on the run. Berg beats Steinberg, sends it across. Castile coming in, kicked out by DeGron. Now it's Schmuggy on the backup here. He gets towards the box and finds Berg once again. A turn and a shot by Vargas, blocked out of play by Seelig, and we will get a corner kick now, just the second one of the match. Castillo for the Eagles, as we will again get a corner kick, again just the second one of the game for Mary Washington. And again, you had all that offense. The Eagles get downfield and get things set up. Cabral swings on the kick, goes back to midfield, finds Terrell. Terrell goes to the far side. Here comes Berg again. He is so fast. Here's Huck. Huck tripped up. Rookie of the year in the NESCAC conference. Scored yesterday. Actually had the game-winning goal yesterday. Here's Bay. Downfield. Turning goes Fiddler, sending it out in front of Ward, and we'll get another throw-in for Bowdoin here. 68th minute, 3-2, Mary Washington leading over Bowdoin. And we're going to get another throw-in here. By the way, another quarterfinal action in the first half. University of Chicago, that one's in and across, and Cabral couldn't get it. University of Chicago leading Gustavus Adolphus by a score of 1-0 in the first half. Meanwhile, 63rd minute, Williams and Kenyon are still scoreless. I think we've got subs coming in here. I think we do. Goal, or maybe not. Charlie Ward is off. Yep, we do have subs. Matthew Braver is in for Charlie Ward. That is your Bowdoin substitution. This one downfield, far side, touch there by Berg. Kirkland got a piece of it, out it goes. Tie up, foul, we're going the other way. Foul called on Vargas. On that little bit of a wrestling match, did not come out. Half to go in regulation. It's still 3-2. Bowdoin has had a couple of really good looks at it. Had a wide open look and a stellar block by Evan Fiddler on an attempt by Minseo Bay on a shot that came loose. Had a wide open goal. Steinberg had it touched away. Here's Bay, who nearly scored that goal and tied this thing up. Picks it up. Gets it to DeGron. DeGron finds Braver. Now DeGron, left side. Fires it in. Headed by Cabral, and it gets away. Cabral recovering. Left wing. Tap for Cooper. Up for DeGron. Quinn picking up again. DeGron looking for a shot. Monterena, top of the box. Fires. Blocked by Guzman. And picked up by Berg, and Berg is on the run. And here's that transition offense for Mary Washington. Berg has Kirkland. Kirkland seeing Berg. Kirkland looking for an opening. Out comes Weber, and he's got it. And he picks it up. So on that attempt downfield, the dynamic 71st minute, still 3-2 Mary Washington. Down for Braver on the header. Here's Cabral trying to make a move on. Sent down by Terrell instead. Huck will chase it down as it flutters through the air. Steinberg. Huck watches it go out of play. It's past 2:30 in the afternoon here in Amherst, Massachusetts. Here's Bay, rolls it out of play. up on the sideline here. Underhanded toss. Gets it to Steinberg. Steinberg the throw. And it's down. Contact with Rissing. Turns back across midfield. Flicked by Kluski. Here's Huck. Lost it. Monterrey recovering. Guzman was giving chase. Cooper midfield. Cooper. Pass near side to Grant. DeGron rolling it out. At Cabral. Here's Cooper. DeGrand. Trying to get around Schmuggy. Off of Schmuggy's shin. Out of play. 73rd minute. Still 3-2. Schmuggy the tap. Up for Kirkland. Turn and a kick by Seelig. It drops in front of Cooper. He will watch it go over the sideline. Out of play. Still 73rd minute. So the drop. Finding its way to Terrell. Terrell kicks it across midfield. Getting a touch on it. Is Vargas finding Berg. Berg now that far side on the move with it. Is Berg again. Has Vargas up top. Takes the shot. That one just over the crossbar and up onto the hill. Sony Abel is back in for Diego Guzman for the Eagles. Midfield down, a header by Schmuggy. Touch by Cabral. Here comes Cooper. Cooper sends it through. Braver. Contact there with Kautzman. No call. Kautzman getting it down. Here's Bay. Bay with Kirkland. Kirkland to Schmuggy. And a foul called against it. Benz, but not all the way in. Did not catch the wind perhaps the way he would have liked. And he did kind of kick that in a lull in the wind. You almost got to time it, but you can't because you don't know what the wind is doing. At any given moment here, it's been coming and going, and it has been erratic and it has been acute at times. Here's Berg. Berg finding Schmuggy on the right wing here. Feeding it in. Kirkland is there. Getting on top. Kirkland rolls it towards Weber, and he will pick it up. Here's the punt by Weber. Back to midfield. Getting a foot on it. Terrell. Able to header. Quick header. Now for Schmuggy. Wynn caught that one all the way into the box. Huck now has it, trying to make a turn for Bowdoin. Sun sort of peeking its way out from some clouds on the far side of the field, so we're going to get a little bit of glare here as it's pointing right at us. There were times during the second game yesterday afternoon, if you were watching from the Bowdoin side, as you couldn't see anything from this side of the field. The sun was just kind of right in your eyes like a flashlight. That one over the sideline and out of play. 76th minute, we got Charlie Ward coming back into the game here. Felipe Rueda to close this thing out. Charlie Ward in for Matthew Braver, by the way. Felipe Rueda Duran in for Ronaldo Cabral. Matteo Pacelli coming back in here for Minseo Bay. And again, 75th minute. Not quite sure what they're discussing on the sideline. Meanwhile, 73rd minute between Williams and Kenyon, still scoreless. 34th minute between University of Chicago Gustavus Adolphus and UChicago up 1-0. 3-2 here, Mary Washington. Lewis. Abel coming together with it. Now you got Ward along the near sideline. Here's Cooper. Finding DeGron. DeGron sends it downfield. Kautzman will chase it down. Kautzman trying to make a turn on it here. Try and get it out of his own end, and he does send it back down towards midfield. Cooper and Ward. And now it's Ward trying to get in. Ward taps back to Cooper. Cooper going near side for DeGron. DeGron working in the left side. Cross in front. Kick back out of the box. Here's Cooper to get on it. Tangled up with Abel. Abel comes away. He's got some space. Abel to Berg. Berg coming downfield. Berg marked by Seelig. Berg getting all the way in, trying to cross it. Blocked by Kluss. Comes in for Juan Vargas. Corner kick coming up now for Mary Washington. Third corner kick of the afternoon, compared to 7 for Bowdoin. As time continues to tick away here, of course, if you're Mary Washington, whenever you get a set piece, you're going to take your time setting it up. This one in, Weber up, got it. So Weber will now punt it downfield in the 78th. Gets down, 50-50, a couple of times. Castillo back for Berg. Rolls it over for Abel Lewis. Kai DeGron getting in front, taking it away. Can he turn away from him? He can't. Cooper will back it up, however. And now Cooper will try and get around and face the clearing side of things here. Seelig. Tap. DeGron. Cooper. Seelig. Seelig across the field. And it will roll out to Hemmendinger, who will pick it up in the 79th minute. Mary Washington trying to hang on. 3-2 lead, and also maybe pick up an insurance goal as they've been trying to push it downfield. Bowdoin has had its opportunities. Bowdoin has actually outshot Mary Washington 18-16, but Mary Washington has the advantage in shots on goal, 8-7. Contact, foul. Huck will come off the ball. He was on it momentarily. Now they're moving him again. And now Cooper will get ready to send the free kick here. And the kick from Cooper is in towards the box. Multiple players going down. Foul called against Bowdoin, and we're going out the other way. Here in the 80th minute, or just under 10 and a half. Meanwhile, Josh Kirkland is down at midfield, and he's being helped up by Carter Berg. Not sure what happened there. Although, comes together and collides. And there's a yellow. And the yellow going against Steinberg. So first yellow against Bowdoin here. And I believe a yellow was put towards the bench. Carlton Steinberg called for the yellow. Free kick coming now for Mary Washington. So both teams are carrying one here. Downfield, it's Lewis, turns, rolls it in. Weber trying to get on top of it, and he does before any. And there was a call towards the bench. That's not good, of course, for Wade Duran now. Kicked in, deflected, out of play. So Bowdoin getting downfield there. Now Castillo picking it up for Mary Washington. He comes across midfield. Gets by Thompson. Chasing it down is Kluski. Kluski rolling it back in. Man, when I see someone in this weather running around with short sleeves like Kluski is, I'm like, you kidding me, dude? Terrell doing the same thing for Mary Washington. Ward getting around Abel. Will he have a shot here? Bends it in and it curves. And that's a yellow. Second yellow of the match against Mary Washington. That one, oh, it's Lewis. Lewis tangled up with Cooper. Now Lewis working in towards the box. Has to get around Seelig. And it looks Looked like he was trying to pass it across here, lost the ball. Now downfield in a hurry. Here comes Pacelli working on Abel. Pacelli, the shove from Abel. More pushing and shoving. Now a wrestling match. No foul called. Ward in to pick it up. Ward working it around top side. Touch. Goes across. Finds its way to Rueda Duran. It's in. And it was trying to feed Wantarena, who was down across midfield. Header by Seelig. Down for Santana. Kick by Cooper. And that goes out of play. We'll get a throw in here. Cooper across for Steinberg. You know Bowdoin's going to try and turn up the pressure as much as the Polar Bears possibly can here over these last 7 minutes of regulation. Steinberg finding Wantarena. Wantarena for DeGrand. DeGrand on the move. Getting inside. Touch goes across. And Schmuggy watches it go out of play. Goal kick coming up here for Mary Washington. Final on the line here. Both of these teams have been before, but it's been a long time. For Mary Washington, the guys playing in this game weren't even born. Unless some of them are 25, because that's how long it's been. Which, you know, you got eligibility and stuff. You never know. It's possible. Haven't checked the birthdays on all of them. Of course, for Bowdoin, 2010, the last Final Four appearance. Polar Bears trying to find that equalizer here. So it gets through. It's picked up by Hemmendinger. Rolling it out. Kick sent downfield. Berg is there, but it's picked up by DeGrand for Bowdoin. Nice move there to get away from Berg. Gets to midfield. Touches up for Ward. There's Kautzman defending. Down for Rissing. Fires it downfield. Rissing, one of those two players for Mary Washington, carrying a yellow. Penalty kick goal for Bowdoin in this one. Cooper has the other with a PK. And now it's out for Berg on the move. Berg trying to outrun Cooper. Cooper, side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Comes out, Seelig gets in. We got a foul. Foul called against Berg. 6th minute, inside 5 minutes to go. Cabral. Passes it to DeGrand. DeGrand to Cooper. Cooper finding Steinberg. Steinberg gets it through. Rueda Duran. Left side of the box. Here goes. Floats it. Almost put in. Hemmendinger got the save. Defense kicks it out. Bowdoin had a good look there, but turned away once again by this Mary Washington. Not only the keeper and Hemmendinger, but backed up by the D. Meanwhile, head-to-head contact between Vargas and Rueda Duran. Down he goes. Foul called against Vargas. Free kick coming here in the 87th minute as we are inside 4 minutes to go. Cabral takes the kick, sends it across. Back heel, no good. Minutes to advance to the national semifinals for the first time since 1997. And it's Ward up to Huck. Bowdoin trying to pick up the equalizer, perhaps force overtime. Still an opportunity for Bowdoin, or a chance for Bowdoin to get to a Final Four for the first time since 2010, but time is running out. Minseo Bay in now for Felipe Rueda Duran. For the Eagles. 8 saves in this game for Griffin Hemmendinger. We'll see if he has to make any more here down the stretch. Probably will. Wantarena going in, trying to find Bay. It's headed by Kautzman, and out of play will get a corner kick here in the 88th minute. 2.5 to go. Out is Weber. Now it's Bay. Weber is playing at midfield here. Bay fires it in. Headed out. Another corner. 2 minutes to go. And it's Minseo Bay again with a corner. You want to talk about the pressure being on here. That one is down low, and it's kicked out. There with Guzman. Guzman got a piece of it. Now it's Cabral trying to float it in. Looking for Wantarena. Ends up with Ward. And out with it is Vargas. Thompson trying to chase it down. 90 seconds to go. 89th minute. Weber back in goal again as the ball is down in the offensive third for the Eagles. Weber kicks it back. Gets it by Steinberg. Rissing has it on the sideline. Turns and sends it back in the other direction. Bowdoin's got to get downfield in a hurry here. Polar Bears had plenty of looks in that last push. But now we are looking at a minute to go. 3-2 Mary Washington. Cabral the shot. And Hemmendinger's got it. He can eat some time here. 50 seconds to go. Eagles trying to count this down for a trip to the Final Four to play the winner between Kenyon and Williams. In that game, Kenyon is up 1-0 in the 88th minute. So we could be looking at lights out for the NESCAC here in the span of a couple minutes. 30 seconds to go. We got a flag. And we'll go the other way. 20 seconds to go. Mary Washington went on an NCAA tournament drought from 2001 to 2017. Jason Kilby in his 11th season at the helm of the Eagles has taken this team from the doldrums of the mid-2000s to the Final Four here in the early 2020s. Mary Washington is headed to the national semifinals for the first time since 1997. A 3-2 win over the Polar Bears of Bowdoin.